Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. I have been asked several times to do a full shop lab tour, so I thought why not today? This is kind of a wider view of my shop, and it's not particularly clean, not particularly dirty. This is kind of average. Sometimes it gets a little bit messier when it's in the middle of a project, and sometimes it's cleaner when I'm just finished cleaning it. But anyway, this is my shop, 600 square feet. That's less than that in square meters. But let me give you a little bit of an idea of what we have, kind of the full layout here. This is my air condition. It is a ductless air heating and cooling mini split unit. And it is way oversized for this building, but I'm in Florida, and so I've got plenty of cooling capacity for this and the attic. Basically, this was originally a block wall building, and you can see how much I've added to the building up here by thickening it with OSB and insulation. Super thrilled with having done that. Coming down here, we've got a Husky toolbox that is kind of my catch-all with this little, this is actually a cart over here for what do they call it? Like people who cut hair and stuff like that. But I have some little part storage in here for teeny tiny parts. It's not very full right now, but just a few odds and ends in those. But mostly those are empty. We have this. This is 20 feet long here. What you're looking at? No, sorry. It's 20 feet long, 2 feet wide. This is a particle board MDF top that has some clear. What would you call that? Clear stuff on it, and then I wax it, and then I have I think 20 feet of pegboard. I'm not in love with pegboard, but it's kind of nice for storage, and you can put some longer things. Like I have these really long hooks, so I could actually stack parts on here if I wanted to. You guys are probably well aware of my bins. I basically built this to hold way more bins than I thought I would need, and you never know, I may run out. There's some more storage around here. I'm gonna do some separate videos of 5 things I wish I would have done and 5 things I'm glad I did when it comes to this building. But one of the things that, just kind of a preview, I do wish I would have made this one a little deeper, but that's okay. So we have the wall of pegboard over here. Then I have these part storage things, and they're not super organized. I want to label the fronts of these, but these are kind of different uses. This has some 18650 batteries in it. This one has all my LEDs, and so these are kind of a mix of organized storage, and then also, like, I can tell with this one, these are parts from like individual projects. So like as I'm in the middle of taking something apart, I may throw all the parts in one of these containers. Got my stack of breadboards over there, and then most of this is just kind of miscellaneous storage. Like I know what's in there. You know, I know that I can come down here and somewhere are, you know, there's these step bits and random things like this that are kind of in this area, not super organized. Then I have my glue sticks and glue guns, and then kind of another catch-all bin. And then I'm going to be doing something to organize my resistors. And I have my wall of tape and wire over here, and CDs and DVDs. And a couple more things, like some of the projects. I built a little robotic arm, and then back here these are a bunch of robot parts and little things like that. So this area needs a bit of an upgrade. My little Olimex collection. Every once in a while I play some darts in my office, and so my wife and I keep score there. And then my father passed away, and that is his helmet, so I keep that there. Also, this is a little kind of little homage to other companies that have started in garages, and so hopefully my name will be up there soon. I'm an Eagles fan. Don't hold that against me. I grew up in just outside of Philadelphia. Let me think what else I want to show you. I did decide to keep the ceilings open. I insulated the absolute snot out of the attic, but I kept this open so that I could run wires. And then sometimes I get frustrated. People complain about newbies on the Arduino Facebook group, and so that kicking ball, that double-ended ball, can come down here and attach to this, and it's kind of cool because it's at an angle, so it's really good for boxing. You get some really cool angles. This is my main maker bench over here, and It's somewhat organized. A lot of this stuff is not where I would have it normally, except for the fact that this is where I do the bulk of my videoing. So we basically have cutting and stripping here. That's purely cutting. This is kind of wrenches, or not wrenches, pliers and stuff like that, screwdrivers. There's kind of some miscellaneous stuff back here, solder and solder sucking. And then they get kind of more miscellaneous as we go on the end, as we go down the end. I keep some drill bits handy. My wife got me this benchtop power supply, which is normally more prominent, but when I'm recording videos, I normally have that stuff off to the side. These silicone mats are really awesome, and if you don't have one, highly recommend it. Stops you from tearing up this kind of mat by soldering on it. I don't think I've actually shown this in a video, but I have my solder station over here, and I'll probably do a separate video on this, but basically I made this all one unit. It's kind of messy right now. There's something else hooked on it. But basically what I did is I made a solder fume extractor that sits on the bottom of my solder station, and then I can take these little connectors, and I'm actually using air lines to hold that. And so this has double charcoal filters in there and adjustable speed and all that kind of stuff. Have my little desktop vacuum, which is kind of fun for getting the little dust off the top. The famous or infamous Raid My Lab button is down here. Then for those of you who haven't seen, I don't put my camera in front of my face when I'm actually doing my videos. I Chromecast to this TV here so that I can look up and not have my phone in front of my face. And the cameras are on one of those two mounts depending on what I'm doing. So up here is kind of a lot of finished projects. I've started tucking them back in the corner. That ammo case is an escape room item, and there's some other stuff back there. The things I mainly need quick access to are HDMI cables and network cables, and then some 18650s. Coming down the line here, I have some filament. I don't do a lot of 3D printing. I'm not, blurry, come on. I don't do a ton of 3D printing. I'm not super in love with the printer, but it works. I have some old panels, like things off of boats and car dashboards and stuff up there that I may repurpose. Some enclosures that you've seen in the Raid My Lab enclosure video, and then kits. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I buy a lot of stuff to do reviews with, and then I give it away. So if you come visit my lab one day, then you will most likely leave here with an Arduino kit, if that's something you're interested in. So then this is my main desk, and it has my main computer over there on the left. And then on the right, I don't do a lot of gaming, but every once in a while, like I'll play some Madden or something like that on the PC, and so that second computer does that. I've got my 6 monitors and my crap ton of wires. Absolutely love my keyboard and mouse. They're nothing fancy, but I have this Velocifier keyboard that's getting a little grungy, and love that Lenovo mouse on the right. I'll probably need to do a separate video on that because that's pretty fantastic. Circling around over here, haven't exactly decided what I'm going to do with this. All of my old computers were rack mount, and the newer ones are not, and so it's basically storage of my rack mount equipment right now. Coming around here, I've reorganized this a little bit to give myself some new bins and storage area, and I have these little bins on the wall, and then I have probably 4 more of those that are going to be on the wall in this area. Down here, I've showed you guys this before, I have my point of sale development system and my label printers and things like that. 42-inch monitor, just a bunch of stuff for some gaming, and just goofing around with Raspberry Pis. This is kind of my Raspberry Pi area. The breaker box, my little take a number thing, so when you come in here you can take a number, and you guys are number 64. Hey, so congratulations, you're talking to Dan. Up here we've got some power bricks and some fans behind that, some extra paper for my office, and the 2 Xeon servers. Only one of them is powered up at the moment because that's all that I need. My game plan up here in this area right in the middle is to actually do a train system that is going around this kind of center open area of the office. And what I would like to do is not only have trains going around there, but I would like to use Arduino sensors to tell me the speed and different random things about the trains, because I want to be able to explain to people what it is I do when they come in the office. So yeah, there's that. So then there is a step down over here. This office was completely trashed. I might put a couple pictures up about what it looked like when I first got it, but it's come a long way. So this is kind of my maker station. Over here we have the little CNC to the left, the laser cutter to the right. That one PC runs them both. Up here I have some Ryobi tools, and I know some people might dog on Ryobi, but man, I have used them since the early 2000s. Literally never broken one. I buy a lot of DeWalt and Rigid and Milwaukee and Makita for my corded tools, but man, for cordless tools, like it's hard to beat some of the Ryobi stuff. Then I've got some duplicate computers back here and some other stuff like that. Little cart that I use kind of for my keyboard mouse. It finds its way around the office, different places. This is really awesome too. I bought this for $5. It's an 18 volt 8¼ inch miter saw. I use that thing all the time. I've got a big slider miter saw, but that one is kind of cool. So up here is the wall of fame, which are mostly different parts that I've broken on the bikes over the years and around the world. I don't know if you guys know, I've been to 70 countries and 70 some countries, and then all 50 states and stuff like that. And so when I break bike parts and stuff like that, they come up here on the wall. Funny story about this. I was riding my bike across the country. I did a trip from Florida to California, and I had just gotten on I-10, and there was basically a car accident right in front of me, and a truck was carrying an air conditioner in the back, and the air conditioner fell out at a tractor trailer, hit it, and when it hit it, this sign flew off the back of the truck and hit the front wheel of my bike, and so I picked it up and saved it. So this is my bike repair area. I don't do a ton of bike repair. I used to do a lot more of it, but I do a little bit. So my bike is actually in the back of my van right now. We have a little bit of miscellaneous parts storage down here, just stuff that I don't really know where else to put. Same thing up here. I have mostly wire and wood up top, and then this is hardware. I've kind of grown to like these little bins here where, you know, I have big bins of screws, but it's kind of nice to just be able to have basically every size screw you would need in a general construction project in one tub. And I do the same thing here for electrical. So, you know, I have all my different wire nuts. They don't really need to be organized, but just random stuff for when I'm doing electrical work. I just like to be able to have all the hardware in a quick glance thing, and then if I need more than that, I can go to my shop and get other stuff. So under here I have a parts washer for degreasing parts and stuff. I keep some PC stuff down here. I hope this isn't like making people throw up. And then over here, this is my fancy trash can that I just keep off the floor hanging. But generally this is kind of a mix of stuff. These are projects that are in progress or things that I've used. I use all the time, like, you know, my thing for, this looks like, this is a 433 megahertz thing. So like this just stays in a little bin here, just so it doesn't get damaged. And some more parts down there. So that is the lab. Let me think, what else do you guys need to see? This is the infamous hidden bathroom. Now, to be honest, I keep it open most of the time. Like I don't really go through the process of all the lights flashing and all that stuff. But I do have a, let me see here if I can get this phone to show up here. I do have this gotta go mode. If I need to go quickly, I can push the button and it goes through just a quick version of all the music and all that stuff without actually going through all the pomp and circumstance of the music. So, oh, I don't know that I've actually shown you guys. Let me see here. Let's turn the light on. And yeah, so this is the bathroom here, just a basic sink. This was all gutted out here. The throne, got this. I never use this shower, so it's not really clean or anything like that, but it's a nice tile shower. I just don't really have much of a need to take a shower out in my office. And let me give you a view from this side. That is the bathroom. I've run VGA cables and HDMI cables pretty much all around the office for future use. And I do have this attic over here that is primarily storage for projects. There's not very much up here right now. It's just kind of, this is the boxes for all my monitors and all that kind of stuff. Pretty empty. It actually, from your perspective right now, probably looks pretty full. But these are primarily just boxes and stuff like that. So that is my lab. I hope you enjoyed the tour, and stay tuned when you find out what I wish I would have done and what I'm glad I've done. Thanks for watching.